Welcome back. A Northport man is recovering tonight after a dog bit him in his neighborhood earlier this week.
The incident happened Wednesday morning while the man was walking his dog. His neighbor's dogs allegedly got loose and chased him down. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley joins us now with more on this story. Christopher.
Well, Scott and Haley, today we went down to that neighborhood and neighbors gave us mixed reactions. Some said there's no problem, but others say they fear those dogs so much they won't go outside. For some residents of this Northport neighborhood, this home and its dogs are well known.
I was warned by the residents in that area that that dog had bitten one of the neighbors, and so they cautioned me to be careful going by there.
On Wednesday morning, a man was walking his dog when he says several dogs came after him.
He's getting bit in the legs. He had puncture wounds on each of his legs. With that in mind, fearing for his life, he pulled out a gun and shot the dog once.
The dog's owner spoke to us yesterday by phone. She said the dog was taken to the vet and is currently recovering. She wouldn't comment further on the incident. The victim initially refused treatment but later changed his mind.
Once he found out that the dog who bit him did not have its vaccinations, he decided he better go to the hospital and get the proper medical care.
Neighbors tell us they're not surprised this happened.
Well, I used to go walking by and riding bicycle all the time, but I warned my neighbors, and then also I don't go by there anymore.
This man who lives nearby did not want his face on camera out of fear of retribution. He told his neighbors generally stay far away from the home, but not everyone is as fearful.
I feel it's very safe here. I've talked to the neighbors and they really like the area, so I feel it's safe.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is investigating the dog bite. The owner could be charged in the incident. As for the man who was bit,
the gentleman had a permit to carry the gun, and he certainly was fearful for himself. So at this point, we've deemed this to be a justified shooting. No charges are pending in this case.
And now we did speak to the man who was bitten by the dog. He did not want to go on camera, but he tells us that he is very glad to be okay. Scott?
Christopher, thank you. A big gift for the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office receiving a $112,000 donation from the Gulf Coast Community Foundation. The grant was made by an anonymous donor. That money will now be used to buy 280 tactical helmets, which cost more than $400 each. Sarasota County Parks and Recreation staff are pitching plans for more changes. The county has put aside $200,000 in its tentative budget to design and build restrooms at Nora Patterson Bay Island Park. Right now, there are only portable bathrooms available at the popular fishing and viewing spot on Siesta Key. Staff will present the tentative 2017 budget to county commissioners on Monday.
Now, as we get ready for the weekend, we'll head over to Bob and get a check on the showers that we've been having.
Yeah, things looking a little bit better. In fact, that area of showers and storms I showed you just about 15 minutes ago is now weakening and hasn't generated a lot of lightning strikes. What we are looking at now is a trough of low pressure. Used to be a frontal boundary just kind of hanging off over the southeast. What that has done is it's kind of moved the high pressure that had been parked over the southeast right over the top of us, and that is weakening our storm systems as they've been developing. They have been all that intense in terms of severity. There's that high now, and it's pretty much building in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, and that will give us a very small chance for scattered storms over the weekend, so our rain chances will be dropping below the normal. There's that area of rain that I mentioned earlier. It is now weakened, and just some light rainfall still lingering near Siesta Key, all the way down to near the Gulf Gate area. Right there, Stickney Point, some rainfall. Still light rain near Bee Ridge, and looks like places to the south and west of that, but not much going on. Currently, we have some clouds at the airport, 85 degrees, and the dew point is fairly high at 74. We'll have much more on the rest of the weekend's forecast and let you know about another tropical system, which is going to be a little bit more interesting to watch in the next week or so. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to the drama surrounding Ryan Lochte and several of his fellow Olympic swimmers. The gold medalist offering a mea culpa today as Brazilian officials consider charges against those swimmers. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest from New York.
Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte now saying he's sorry after disputed claims that he and 3 teammates were robbed at gunpoint in Rio. Lochte posting online, "I want to apologize for my behavior last weekend, for not being more careful and candid in how I described the events," referring to a confrontation at this gas station during which Lochte initially told police and NBC the athletes were targeted by armed men posing as police.
The guy pulled out his gun, He cocked it, put it to my forehead.
But police in Rio say the men were only approached by an armed gas station security guard after this. One of the swimmers pulling a sign off the wall, one breaking down a bathroom door. Investigators claim the men were detained and forced to pay $50 to cover damages. Brazilian officials say they're considering charges against all 4 swimmers, but Lochte, Gunnar Benz, and Jack Conger are now back in the U.S. Jimmy Fegan is still in Rio, but struck a deal to get his passport back after paying $11,000 to a charity.
For Ryan Lochte, nothing. Meaning he's now here in the United States. He's not going to get extradited as a result of this. Fegan is the one who really needs to be concerned because he's there.
And still no full explanation for those conflicting accounts, but in his apology, Lochte went on to say it was traumatic to be in a foreign country with someone pointing a gun at him, but adding, regardless, he should have been more responsible. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
In the race for the White House, Donald Trump's campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, has resigned. Manafort under intense scrutiny recently for alleged illicit payments he may have received while representing a pro-Russian Ukrainian leader. But Manafort denies any wrongdoing in that. Meanwhile, Trump is appearing to change his tone. Trump saying yesterday he regrets some of his comments that he made and hopes to make some amends, starting with his newly appointed campaign manager who's hoping to strike a more presidential look.
I hope that everybody who's criticized him at some point, David, for being insensitive or for mocking someone, at least shows some recognition and some forgiveness.
The Hillary Clinton camp launching some harsh skepticism against his actions, saying Donald Trump literally started his campaign by insulting people. Today, Trump visited flood victims in Louisiana. And President Obama also has plans to visit there. Some were calling on the president to end his Martha's Vineyard vacation to visit the area. The White House saying the president was eager to get a first-hand look at the impact. He is expected to visit the area this coming Tuesday. Still to come in your Suncoast News, the effects of the Zika virus.
Contracting the virus may have a severe impact on adults, not just newborns. How Zika affects the brain when we come back.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour selection of quality new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade-in.
Seymour savings.
Step up to GMC and get cash back for up to 12% of the MSRP on these select 2016 GMC vehicles. That's over $9,300 cash back on this Yukon.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, I have an important message. You may be entitled to receive disability benefits through Social Security. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals and hearings. Best of all, there are no upfront fees, so you pay nothing until you receive your benefits.
Call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
A major milestone for Sarasota Memorial Hospital's latest project. Hospital leaders came out today to see the topping off ceremony on the new 5-story rehabilitation pavilion. The ritual signifies the construction project has reached its highest point, in this case 72 feet. The facility will replace the 30-year-old inpatient rehab at the hospital's East Wing. This new facility will include 44 private rooms and innovative technology to help patients struggling with strokes, brain tumors, spinal fractures, injured joints, and trauma-related injuries.
Just very excited about being able to bring another asset to the community. Really have really one of the top inpatient rehab facilities in the nation right here in your backyard.
Work continues on electrical, gas, and plumbing systems. The new rehab center is scheduled, though, to be completed by December.
The first study looking at the effects of Zika infection on the adult brain suggests implications from contracting the virus may be more far-reaching than thought. ABC 7's Alex Rudman explains. Alex.
Thanks, Haley. Zika virus concerns have primarily focused on pregnant women because of mounting evidence it causes brain abnormalities in developing fetuses. Now, new research in mice suggests certain adult brain cells may also be vulnerable to the infection. Young Zachary knows mosquitoes can carry and cause the Zika virus.
I think that grown-ups aren't really talking about it because they don't want kids to be scared about it.
Zachary's father says he takes precautions.
Well, we do have some chairs out in the back that we will tip over. We do have toys. The kids have pails at the pool, toy boats at the pool.
We know that Zika-carrying mosquitoes like to breed in containers like this with standing water. But would you voluntarily be infected with that virus, all in the name of research?
I don't think I would. I think it would be a bit frightening to know that there's no guarantees that I'll come out of it okay.
Researchers are seeking healthy, non-pregnant, paid volunteers for a human challenge study, willing to be injected with a virus that mimics natural Zika infection to observe their reaction to help speed development of Zika vaccines.
Well, I'm all about furthering science, so if it's not going to harm somebody.
Dr. Joaquin Aristimuño urges would-be study participants to err on the side of caution.
Well, first of all, I would tell them that there's really lack of safety in that kind of a research, and that if they are going to enter that kind of a study, I would be very, very careful and make sure that they ask all the questions possible that they can.
Now, new research in mice suggests certain adult brain cells may be vulnerable to infection from Zika as well. These include cells that serve to replace lost or damaged neurons throughout adulthood and are thought to be critical to learning and memory.
There's always that question of how things transfer from animal studies to human studies, and it's probably a long way down the road. I would definitely be interested in knowing if there's that connection, memory-related, dementia-related.
And Zika infection does carry other risks for adults.
Guillain-Barré is a neurologic disease that is triggered by infection, whether it's bacterial or viral. And the older you are, the longer it takes to recover, taking anywhere from months to years to recover.
The studies planned for December will be conducted at Johns Hopkins, and it is still unknown just how much of the virus it takes to infect a person. Back to you, Haley.
Thank you, Alex. The Florida Department of Health has identified a second area of Zika transmission in the U.S. Governor Rick Scott says 5 Zika infections have been linked to an area of tourist-friendly South Beach in Miami. Health officials believe the cases were transmitted by mosquitoes. Another infection zone was previously identified in Miami's Wynwood Arts District.
We are requesting additional support from the CDC.
We've already begun increased spraying. We'll do everything we can to help pregnant women all across our state. We have a safe state, and we're going to keep it that way.
Officials are urging residents in the area to spray themselves and their clothing with mosquito repellent. Now we'll head over to Bob.
And always tip over those containers that grab the rainwater, because that's where the mosquitoes breed. Well, I'll tell you, Casey Key webcam back online, and looking like a nice day out there on the beach throughout much of it. And then some clouds have moved in as of late and associated with a weak area now. Some rain showers sort of dissipating as we see high pressure building at the surface and in the upper levels, which will suppress a lot of activity as we head into the weekend. This was yesterday's gorgeous shot was sent into pics at mysuncoast.com. Appreciate this from Longboat Key, and Mr. Sean sending that one in. Appreciate it. Again, that rain area right there near Siesta Key is starting to weaken now. It was a rather large area of rain. In fact, we had some pretty good storms developing along the sea breeze right around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Those have all since dissipated. There are a few showers well inland, but not much going on near the coast right now. And the coast is clear as far as that goes in terms of heavy rainfall. Still some light rain occurring near Siesta Key, and one lone area right there by Gulf Gate and Stickney Point. You can see that just going over into Midnight Pass Road. Now, as far as southern locations are concerned, Northport, look out. This is a rather large storm that is developing. It isn't moving all that much. We'll keep an eye on it for you. It may drift or at least build off to the west just a little bit, but I don't think it'll make it all the way to Inglewood. What's happened is high pressure, as I mentioned, building at the surface and the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. That's sinking air, and sinking air does not allow that lift to occur, which creates storms. So it looks like fewer storms over the weekend, and on top of that, that high pressure will get pushed even further to the south on Sunday, which will allow us to see more of a westerly component, and that also favors inland storms, just a few coastal showers during the morning. 85 degrees right now, so that cloudiness has cooled things down a little bit. Dew point still pretty high. The pressure 29.99 inches, and the high today 92 degrees. Now, I don't think we'll see any record-breaking highs over the weekend. That's because of that west wind. We will see some very warm low temperatures, though, upper 70s to low 80s near the beaches, all due to the westerly component. And as far as rainfall goes, no rainfall to report officially at the airport. Well, there's one little trough, if you will, a little area of trough. A low pressure has suppressed that high pressure a little closer to us, and then a cold front is now making its way through Kansas, and that cold front will continue to push that high pressure down to the Keys, which will give us that westerly flow. Well, we're watching two systems. Fiona, not a concern, only the shipping interest at this point as it heads off into the open waters of the Atlantic. That's what we were thinking. This one looked a little healthier earlier today, and now it's not as strong in terms of convection or thunderstorm development near what appears to be a center, but the Hurricane Center is giving this a really good chance of developing over the next 5 days. Fiona is again going to head off to the west-northwest, eventually into the open waters of the Atlantic. And as far as we're concerned, not too much on Fiona. But Gaston may be a different story down the road. And we'll see. That's the next storm up, and that is expected to develop, we think, a pretty good chance at happening by early next week, and then head off toward the west. There's the spaghetti models on that particular one. And notice, whenever you get them south of this particular latitude, they have a better chance of having an impact on the United States down the road. So we'll watch it nonetheless, but right now not a big concern with all this dry air in place. As far as the boating forecast goes, looks good. If you're boating this weekend, both days, not too bad. You may have to dodge a few isolated cells in the morning near the coast, but a light chop in the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 89 degrees. You load up on the sunscreen, UV index will be at 9. And the tide's upcoming for Sarasota Bay, 9:13 for the next low tide. Sunset at 8:04. Sunrise will be at 7:04. A few evening storms, especially in South Sarasota County now. Otherwise, we'll see partly cloudy skies, so it should be pretty good for your evening run. And then tomorrow, some late morning, early afternoon storms near the coast, and most of the activity inland, and there won't be much. The rain chance only at 20%. On Sunday, Monday, we start to get back to more of a normal pattern with afternoon and evening storms heading toward the coast by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes to report. There is some backup in Manatee County across the Green and DeSoto bridges. There's also some traffic on US 41 near State Road 70. Plus some congestion along I-75 in Manatee and Sarasota counties.
Morgan Stanley faces a class action lawsuit. That lawsuit was filed on behalf of 60,000 workers and claims the company's 401k plan was mismanaged and charged excessive fees. With more than $8 billion in assets, the plan is one of the largest 401k plans in the country. Employees say the company used the plan as an opportunity to promote its own business and maximize profits at the expense of its employees. Twitter is making some changes to its timeline feeds. The company has modified its settings to include the ability to only see notifications from people that follow you. It's also introducing a quality filter so users can filter out duplicate tweets or content that appears to be automated. The announcement comes a month after actress Leslie Jones called on Twitter to do more to curb harassment on the platform.
T-Mobile and Sprint are gunning for customers who want unlimited data. Both companies have announced new options, but the plans carry several caveats. Starting today, Sprint's Unlimited Freedom Plan will give customers unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data. The new T-Mobile One plan starts September 6th and is similarly priced. The catch with T-Mobile's One plan is that all videos are streamed in standard definition, and you will have to pay extra for high definition. Sprint similarly restricts video quality and also limits music streaming quality. 7-Eleven is making the most out of the final days of summer with a last surprise. Bring Your Own Slurpee Cup is back. Slurpee fans can bring any cup to fill up their favorite Slurpee flavor. Just has to fit within the designated cutout in the store. The celebration is today and tomorrow from 11 to 7.
I was wondering how big.
Can you come in with a bucket?
Like a, a vase. Or
you can't do
an
that.
Aquarium.
Just bring in your big aquarium. And, yeah, they're going to stop you at the door with that,
so.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, well. Entertainment news is next.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in. Tune in to Animal Outtakes to find out what they have to say.
Temperatures on the Sun Coast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Welcome back, two of my favorite guests, Cash 3 and Play 4.
Surprise! We're Pick 3 and Pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to Pick 2 and Pick 5!
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Do you have what it takes to become a champion? The Sarasota YMCA Shark Swim Team has been developing champions since 1961. Fall swim team tryouts for kids ages 6 through 18 are being held August 15th through the 18th and August 22nd to the 25th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tryouts are held at the Evelyn Sadler Jones branch, YMCA's Selby Aquatic Center. For more information, visit sarasotaymca.org. Sharks.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
San Francisco honoring singer Tony Bennett today. Bennett, of course, is the voice behind the timeless song I Left My Heart in San Francisco. It was released way back in 1961, so now the city is set to pay him back for all the attention that song has brought it. As part of Bennett's 90th birthday celebration, San Francisco unveiling an 8-foot statue of Bennett right outside the Fairmont Hotel where he first sang that song. The San Francisco Giants will also honor him at tonight's game.
Ben-Hur and other newcomers will have a tough time at the box office this weekend. The anti-superhero flick Suicide Squad should finish first for the third weekend in a row, following the R-rated animated comedy Sausage Party, again in second place. That could be bad news for Ben-Hur. The $100 million remake might not crack $15 million in its opening weekend. And Jonah Hill's dramedy War Dogs is also on track for $10 to $15 million. A local movie theater in Bradenton is celebrating the 25th anniversary of Thelma and Louise. It's returning to Carmike Royal Palm 20 for a special 2-day event. The movie features a special introduction from film critic Ben Lyons. He will talk about the legacy of Thelma and Louise and why it's still considered the ultimate road trip movie. It starts next Wednesday at 7 p.m. and tickets are selling for $12.50. This is great. You just got to grab your best partner in crime and go relive the whole thing. Yeah.
It is a good one.
It is.
Yeah. We'll be right back with more news.
Using baby powder or talc may lead to ovarian cancer. $72 million was awarded in a recent talc lawsuit after lawyers found secret internal documents showing that the baby powder manufacturer knew about the link between talcum powder and ovarian cancer for decades, but never told the public. If you were diagnosed with ovarian cancer after using talcum powder on a regular basis, you may qualify for a cash award. Call 800-793-6621. 800-793-6621.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.